Hello and welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to start the West Asian or the Middle East mapping. So this is a map of West Asia. This crescent marked over here is the Fertile Crescent. Like these are the fertile plains starting from Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia you might have heard of in ancient history in context of the Harappan civilization. So this Mesopotamian was also an ancient civilization which actually traded with the Indus Valley civilization. So the countries of Iraq, Iran, Kuwait, Syria, Israel, Jordan, Egypt, Sudan, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Saudi Arabia, yeah, UAE, Oman, Yemen, Qatar, Bahrain, and also Palestine, because Palestine has is now allowed to join like some of the multilateral organizations. So it's not a formal country, but there has been suggested a two-state solution, and Israel claims it as an insurgent group. Anyways, there are Cyprus Islands over here, and there is Turkey. Turkey basically has its parts in Europe as well as Asia. So this part over here, the northern part of Turkey belongs to the northeast part of Turkey belongs to Europe, whereas this part belongs to Asia. So it is separated by the Sea of Marmara, the northern part, and the uh, eastern part. Sorry, eastern part. So the town of Istanbul, which is most densely populated, is located over here. So there is the Mediterranean Sea, which is a lot of times in the news. So let's read about all of these countries one by one. So the countries around the Persian Gulf. The countries around Persian Gulf is over here. This is the Persian Gulf, this very area. This is the Persian Gulf, and this is the Gulf of Oman, which then drops into the Arabian Sea. So the water bodies in West Asia are first, this is the Persian Gulf, then there is Gulf of Oman. This is the Red Sea, which is recently news because of the Houthi rebels of Yemen. Then there is the Bab el Mandab Strait. This is the Gulf of Aden, the Mediterranean Sea. Uh, there is Dead Sea over here near Israel, and this is the Sea of Marmara. So the countries around the Persian Gulf. The countries around the Persian Gulf are Iran, where the capital of Iran is Tehran. It is surrounded by three water bodies. So Iran over here is surrounded by three water bodies. These water bodies are, first is the Caspian Sea, then the Persian Gulf, and the Gulf of Oman. So it is in the news because the President Ibrahim Raisi died in an air crash in Iran recently. Next is the country of Iraq. The capital of Iraq is Baghdad. So the UNSC voted to end the UN assistance mission over here in Iraq, which started in 2003. So during Saddam Hussein's rule, there were some contentions over here, and now the UNSC has voted to end the UN assistance mission in Iraq. So Iraq is known for the Mesopotamian civilization, uh, which is in the ancient history, and as I told you earlier, it's known for its trade with the Indus Valley civilization. Uh, the Fertile Crescent is over here, and it has the only fertile region of West Asia due to the confluence of two rivers, which are Euphrates and Tigris. So this area around here is very fertile, and it's the only fertile area of West Asia, and it is because of the confluence of two major rivers, which are Euphrates and Tigris. Moving on. we have come to the the country of Kuwait, which has its capital in Kuwait City. Kuwait is famous for its rich reserves in petroleum and gas. So Kuwait is over here, this country. This is Kuwait, and it is known for its rich reserves in petroleum and gas. So the next country we are going to is Saudi Arabia. This is Saudi Arabia, the vast country over here, and it is surrounded by the Red Sea towards the west, and it also has its coast in the Persian Gulf. So Saudi Arabia, it has coast in both Persian Gulf and Red Sea. It is mostly a desert country. Its capital is Riyadh. Riyadh is very much famous among Indians because of the remittance the NRI sent. And Riyadh basically was in news recently because the UNCCD COP of 2024. So the United Nations Conference to Combat Desertification in 2024 was held in Riyadh, and uh, in the Rio Summit of 1992, there were three multilateral conferences announced. One was the UNCCD, then UNCBD, and UNFCCC. So the UNFCCC of COP 29 in the year 2024 was held in Baku, Azerbaijan, as we have read in the previous videos. So, the theme for this UNCCD COP in 2024 was Our Land, Our Future. So, in Saudi Arabia, there is absolute monarchy. So, the countries bordering Saudi Arabia are the first is Jordan, then we have Iraq, Kuwait, and Bahrain is over here, but it doesn't share a land border, I guess. Then there is Qatar, UAE, Oman, and Yemen. So Saudi Arabia could be used as a reference in order to plot all of these in a map. So, okay, moving on. Then we have the country Bahrain. It's an island country inside the Persian Gulf. As you've seen this over here, this is Bahrain, an island country inside the Persian Gulf. It was the first to discover oil in West Asia. So it was the first country in West Asia to discover oil. Then is Qatar, the country Qatar. Qatar is also a peninsula surrounded on its three sides by water. So it is also in the Persian Gulf. The capital of Qatar is Doha. Doha is known for the Doha Rounds of World Trade Organization. It shares border only with Saudi Arabia. So it shares its land border only with Saudi Arabia because it's a peninsula, because it's surrounded three sides by water. It's surrounded by the Persian Gulf, and it shares its border only with Saudi Arabia. So the next country is UAE, famous for the city of Dubai. The capital of UAE is Abu Dhabi. Uh, in 2024, there was a WTO ministerial conference which was held in Abu Dhabi. And the prominent countries in UAE are Dubai and Sharjah. It was the first Arab country to have a nuclear power plant. So it is kind of advancing in all of the technologies side. Uh, One of the islands which is in use in UAE is the Abu Musa Island. So, and the Greater and Less Than. These are disputed areas between UAE and Iran. So this is the country of Iran. This is UAE. So they have some islands in the midst of them, and those are disputed. So Abu Musa Island, uh, it is basically under Iran's control, and they are the Greater and Lesser Tun. These are also the areas which are disputed between UAE and Iran. Then we move on to Oman. Oman's capital is Muscat. Oman is the city over here, like near the Gulf of Aden and the Arabian Sea. So the capital is Muscat, located on the Tropic of Cancer. So this is the Gulf of Masira as well, near Oman. This is the Gulf of Oman, and Gulf of Masira, this is Arabian Sea. So they also have a multilateral grouping, these countries, which is the Gulf Cooperation Council. You can remember it as QBox, the countries which are a member of Gulf Cooperation Council as QBox. Q stands for Qatar, U stands for UAE, B for Bahrain, O for Oman, K for Kuwait, and S for Saudi Arabia. These are the countries: Qatar, UAE, Bahrain, Oman, Kuwait, and Saudi Arabia. These are the Gulf Cooperation Council countries. So, moving on to the countries on the Red Sea. So, this is a map of the Red Sea. So, the countries surrounding the Red Sea are first in Asia are the countries of Saudi Arabia, Yemen. Then this is the Sinai Peninsula basically, but Sinai Peninsula belongs to Egypt. So these are the countries of Africa, which are Egypt, Sudan, Eritrea, Djibouti, Somalia. So after the Red Sea, there is the Bab el Mandab Strait over here, which forms a boundary between uh, Asia and Africa. After that, there is the Gulf of Eden. Israel also has a little coast in the Red Sea, Israel and Jordan, both of them. So it's a very little coast, so it's not very much visible in this map. So this is the Gulf of Aqaba and this is the Gulf of Suez. Suez Canal lies over here. Suez Canal is a very famous artificially constructed water body, and it is famous for the trade routes and it is of economic importance. So moving on to the countries in the Red Sea. On the Red Sea we have Yemen. Yemen is on the Arabian Sea, Red Sea, and the Gulf of Aden. So there was also a country which we have read earlier which had its coast on three countries. That was Iran. So Iran over here was surrounded by three water bodies that were Caspian Sea, Persian Gulf, and the Gulf of Oman. So similarly, on the Red Sea, there is a country called Yemen, which is surrounded by three water bodies, which are the Red Sea, Arabian Sea, and the Gulf of Aden. So the capital of Yemen is Sana'a. It is in news because of the Houthi rebels. Houthi rebels are the Shia militants who are opposed by Saudi Arabia. So the important ports of Yemen are Aden port and Hodeidah port. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Hodeidah port. So moving on to Mediterranean Sea, this has been in news for quite some time, and let's read about the areas surrounding the Mediterranean Sea. So basically, Mediterranean Sea from the Asian side is surrounded by the countries of Jordan, Israel, Lebanon, and Syria. Over here, there is some parts of Turkey also have its coast in Mediterranean Sea. So from Asian side, we have Turkey, there is Syria, there is Lebanon, this small island is Lebanon, there is uh, Israel. Jordan does not have its coast in Mediterranean Sea. So we'll read about the other countries surrounding Mediterranean Sea from Egypt as well as Europe in the other videos. Let's just focus on the Asian side right now. So these are the Cyprus Islands over here. So from the Asian sides, the four countries which are Jordan, Israel, Lebanon, and Syria from the West Asia side, basically. Then there is the Gulf of Aqaba. So I've shown you the Gulf of Aqaba over here. This is the Gulf of Aqaba. So in the Gulf of Aqaba, we have countries like Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Israel, uh, a place in Israel called Eilat, and Aqaba in Jordan. So Sinai Peninsula is in Egypt, and uh, there was held COP27 for UNFCCC in Sharm el Sheikh. Then there is Dead Sea. Dead Sea is near Israel. It is the lowest point on the surface of the earth. The lowest point on the surface of the earth. It is the second highest saline water body on surface of the earth after the Lake Van of Turkey. So the second highest saline water body. So it is also the lowest point on surface of the earth as well as the saline water body. Then there is Sea of these are the water bodies actually surrounding this region. The Sea of Galilee. I could not find it over here right now, but please let me know the exact location of the Sea of Galilee. I'll try to incorporate it on my map as well. Sea of Galilee. Then there is Jordan River. Jordan is a country whose capital is Amman. It is the first country in the world to eliminate leprosy, as said by WHO. So, the first country in the world to eliminate leprosy. Leprosy is a very deadly disease. So, moving on to the country of Israel, which has been in news for around 2 years from October 2023, and before that for many such reasons. So Israel's capital is Jerusalem, although it's disputed, but it says its capital is Jerusalem. So the places which are in use from Israel are the Erez crossing in Gaza. It was used for allowing the humanitarian assistance to Gaza. It's seen over here, the Erase crossing. So it's like a boundary between the Gaza Strip and the Israel country. So Gaza is also said to be a part of Israel. That's why they have attacked. And the Palestinians basically resided in Gaza and the West Bank. So the other crossing which is in news is the Rafah crossing. So Rafah crossing is between Egypt and Israel. So this is the Sinai Peninsula of Egypt, and this is Israel's. In the midst of it is the Rafah crossing. Then we have the uh, Netzarim, Netzarim corridor, Route 749. The Netzarim corridor, Route 749. It's a narrow corridor cut through Gaza. This is the Sea of Galilee, as I was saying about earlier. So it's between this Israel and the Golan Heights of Syria. So, Blue Line is also in use. Blue Line is basically the border between Israel and Lebanon. It was set by UN. So, this was used by Israel to attack the Hezbollah rebels of Lebanon. So, the capital of Lebanon is Beirut. Then the other corridor, which is the Philadelphia corridor, it's also in use. Philadelphia corridor is between Egypt and Gaza. So, this is a map of Israel. So, uh, we have the Mediterranean Sea on the western coast of Israel. This is the Mediterranean Sea. So, this is West Bank. Jerusalem is over here. And the Dead Sea, which is the second saline water body, second largest saline water body, and it's was mentioned over here that the Dead Sea is the lowest point on the surface of the earth. So, this is the armistice line between Jordan and Israel. Then there is Golan Heights. Golan Heights were actually captured by Israel, which are occupied by Israel now. So Israel shares its border with Egypt, Jordan, Syria, and Lebanon. And then there is the Sea of Galilee also in the midst of it, which I've told you earlier. So the Golan Heights. The Golan Heights located at the confluence of rivers, which is Jordan, Israel, Lebanon, and Syria. Earlier it was under the control of Syria, but now it's occupied by Israel in 1967. Jordan River originated from the Golan Heights. So this is the Jordan River. It originated from the Golan Heights of Syria, but now it's under Israel's control. So Syria has a Shia majority population, which is also in Iraq, Bahrain, Azerbaijan. The capital of Syria is Damascus. So some of the regions of Syria which are in news are Aleppo and Idlib. Moving on to Turkey. Turkey is present in both Europe and Asia. It was formerly called as Turkey, but now it's called as Turkey. The capital of Turkey is Ankara, not Istanbul. It's Ankara. So it is surrounded by the Black Sea, the Sea of Marmara, the Aegean Sea, and the Mediterranean Sea. So you could see from the map that Turkey it is surrounded by the Sea of Marmara, over here the Aegean Sea, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Black Sea. Black Sea over here. So this is the Black Sea. Okay, moving on uh, to the country of Lebanon over here. Lebanon has its capital in Beirut, and it was recently in news because, as we've discussed earlier, for the Blue Line, it was demarcated by the US. It's a border between Israel and Lebanon. It was said by UN, and Lebanon's neighbor is Syria. So some places which are in use from Lebanon are Kfar Shoba and Khazar. So the Cyprus. Cyprus is basically an island country. It's geographically in Asia, but it is politically and economically aligned with the Europe. So one of the areas from West Asia which is also in use is the area of Kurdistan. It is not a separate province or separate state, but it is inhabited by the Kurdish tribe, and it is in the part of Iran, Turkey, Iraq, and Syria. So this is the Kurdistan area, which is a part of Iran, Turkey, Iraq, Syria. This part. So with this, we've come to the end to this video. I'll see you guys in the next one where we discuss about the islands of the Indian Ocean and the water bodies of Asia. So till then, see ya. Bye.